What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim back with another video, here to give you guys some early impressions of the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Open Crossplay Beta. Currently playing it on my PlayStation 4 right behind the camera. So if you guys hear any jet engines taking off, it's that piece of crap PlayStation 4 Pro that I have that is ridiculously loud. Now, I have to say, I am not a huge Call of Duty fan in terms of graphics until this game came out. I've always felt Call of Duty was kind of stuck in the previous generation. I know that to them, 60 frames a second trumped everything else. And it really started to show, particularly in some of the later titles. And as much as I love the plot, believe it or not, the plot of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, it just always reminded me of a Xbox 360 title. So seeing this game in action blows my mind. I am so happy that the Call of Duty development teams stopped and really started the engine from scratch and really built themselves, I think, a solid foundation for this generation and future generations. Now, I'm sure this game will absolutely destroy on computer. What doesn't? But this game, it looks amazing on PlayStation 4, and I am sure it looks great on Xbox One, and I don't think you would do yourself a disservice by not upgrading to the PC version. Now, what they're available to play right now is quick play. Last time they had that 2v2 mode, which I wasn't a huge fan of. That was called Gunfight, where basically you had just these two teams running at each other. They now offer 2 additional play modes, one of which is called Cyber Attack, in which you retrieve the enemy's EMP device and plant it near the enemy's data center, and Quick Play, a rotation of selected game modes and map types. Over there, you can filter across Team Deathmatch, Domination, Headquarters, Domination 20 player, and Headquarters 20 player. And that is really cool that they continue to expand and make the game more Battlefield-esque. I love that. Now, I have to say, moment-to-moment gameplay feels incredibly natural. I definitely have always favored the Xbox controller in terms of first-person shooters, primarily because I have the Elite controller. But I gotta say that the old tried-and-true DualShock 4 holds its own. This game handles like a dream. I was pulling off sniper shots I never thought I would be able to do, and I held my own on a game franchise that I don't necessarily invest a lot of time in. But this game has me hooked. I am absolutely pre-ordering this. I cannot wait to play it. Some of the cool things that they've done that I like. Now, maybe these are things that are in all the Call of Duty games that I just didn't really know about because they didn't invest a lot of time in multiplayer. But there's a couple things that particularly caught me by surprise, and I wanted to share those with you. The first was the copy loadout mode. So when you start the game, you basically have one of 3 modes, or one of 3 character classes to play as. You could play as Assault or Ghost. I don't remember the other one. But they're preloads. They're like, hey, you're going to get this gun, you're going to get this set of perks, and just go out and start shooting. And for the most part, if for an open beta, you're just kind of jumping in. You maybe really don't care so much. Not such a big deal. But eventually, you're going to watch a kill cam of somebody who's got a way cooler gun than you, or a way cooler scope or something that you want. And all you got to do is press a button. Boop. And the next time you spawn, you have that person's loadout. And it's a really cool feature that I don't know why more games don't implement. Because you know what? Maybe somebody's got something figured out and you could, plagiarize it or say, oh, that's a cool gun. I want to try it. You don't have to navigate into menus and change loadouts on the fly. You just press a single button and you dive right into the action. And I love that. I think it's a phenomenal idea. The next thing that they have that isn't really unique to Call of Duty is the kill streaks. And there are a litany of kill streaks ranging from the good old UAV, working your way up to Juggernaut armor and everything in between. Vehicles, emergency airdrops, VTOL jets, white phosphorus, support helo, and the list goes on and on. You can pick these kill streaks that you have to play well enough to unlock and earn. Now, one of the things that I really like that Gears of War did, we'll have to see how Modern Warfare follows suit, was the mode in which you got the arcade mode where it didn't count kill streaks. It just counted kills or assists. So if you were involved in the action in any capacity and an enemy died, you would get credit for that, and that would go in a kitty that you would then burn on the fly and upgrade your gun to a better gun right there, buy frag grenades, buy Boltox, etc. And I think that that is a really cool idea for newer players like me, or players who aren't so good like me, who are just wanting to experiment and see all the game has to offer. The chances of me ever getting a 15 kill streak to unlock a Juggernaut, which according to the screen here says it will call in a care package that contains the Juggernaut assault gear with a minigun that will drop when the Juggernaut dies. Probably not going to get that. I mean, maybe I'll just get one day amazingly good and pull off a 15 kill streak, but the reality is probably not. So that's where I feel like Call of Duty could learn a little bit from Gears of War particularly, and, you know, maybe get a little bit better in terms of more customization and more of those legendary hero moments that everybody wants. Now, I don't want this to turn into Overwatch where everybody gets an ultimate every minute and everybody's just blowing ultimates and getting kills. That's boring. It's played out. I don't like it. One of the other things that this game has is what they call field upgrades. Now, these are abilities that you get in the game that slowly charge over time. The default one you get is the deployable cover, which is the standard metal cover that you lay out and it becomes a deployable cover. It's great for blocking doors. It's great for, you know, trying to set up a front fortification to push an enemy. This has a recharge rate of fast. Now, I scroll over to the munitions box, which deploys a box of ammo for you and your teammates. That has a medium recharge rate. And then we start working across. There are about 10 of them total. The stopping power rounds. Reload your gun with stopping power rounds that deal bonus damage. That has a slow recharge rate. So there's a little risk reward here. If you want something that the game feels maybe isn't as powerful as something else, you'll be able to use it more often, as where if you get something that the game feels is OP as heck, such as those rounds that I mentioned that do, you know, extra damage, those are going to have a little bit of a slower recharge rate. And I think that is a really cool idea. I like that they give you even more customization on top of all the other customization that you can get your hands on. Now, you're going to play as the Coalition, or you're going to play as the Allegiance. And you can set which faction you like as your favorite, which will try, not always, but try to get you in that type of match. So if you really want to play as the Coalition, you can pick that. And they have different preloaded characters that you select from under different groups of, I don't know, like Insurgency. You have the SAS, Warcom, and the Demon Dogs. I suspect you're going to learn about these in the single player story, but just think of these different factions. Over on the Allegiance side, you have the Spetsnaz, the Jackals, and the Chimera. And they're pretty cool. The nice thing is you can select any of them and you can say, every time I play Allegiance, I want to look like this guy. And you can, you know, I assume maybe get some customization for those characters, but maybe not. I mean, on a first-person shooter, customization isn't necessarily that big of a deal. Now, over on the control side of things, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I think the controls felt amazing and I didn't touch anything. To me, first-person shooters are typically a little too twitchy. I like to lower the sensitivity down just a bit, you know, to make sure that I'm not overshooting a target. Now, what they did with Call of Duty by default is when you pull up iron sights, your sensitivity by default slows down. So if you're whipping your right thumbstick left and right, you're going to start snapping very rapidly. The second you lock in your left your left trigger, things will slow down. It will allow you to pull off more precision shots. You can adjust things like horizontal and vertical sensitivity, aim down sight sensitivity for both marksman and rifles. You can turn on and off controller vibration, weapon assist. Lots of really just kind of standard controls here. But it's nice because I look at the aim down sights, for example. The multiplier is 1.00 and it's in 2 significant digits. So you can make it 1.01, 1.02, 0.99. That level of fidelity is something I have not even seen on my beloved Xbox Elite controller. That is really for the ultimate pro who wants to get their setup perfect. And that is a really, really cool feature. Unfortunately, you don't see it with the sensitivity. That's just on a scale from 1 until 20. Oh my God. By the way, default is 3, just to give you an idea of what 20 may feel like. So you have a lot of power there in terms of your customization. It does by default allow a keyboard and a mouse input if you wanted to play that on your console. I suspect most keyboard and mouse players will just play on their PC, but what do I know? You also have your standard features such as brightness and, you know, text size, that sort of thing. Nothing really standing out here. Your volume is also in degrees of 100, so you can set your master volume from 0 to 100. That's pretty standard in most games. You can also change the sound effects on the marker hit sound from the old school Call of Duty classic sound effect to the new modernized Modern Warfare call effect. I think that is actually really cool as well. And you also have the ability to turn on or off crossplay and turn on or off crossplay communication. So if you want to just stick to your particular console, you can. If you want to take the war to Xbox or PlayStation, you can as well. They also have voice chat enabled between the two. I think that's going to lead to some amazing tournaments. I would love to see a team PlayStation versus a team Xbox. I think that has a lot of really cool connotations in the future. The last little piece here is the barracks mode. This is where you pick your calling card, your emblems, your sprays, your gestures. From what I looked at earlier, I don't see anything that looks out of the ordinary. I think it's a lot of the customization you can expect to see, whether you want to rock the American flag or a picture of Captain Price. They have you covered on quite a few different calling cards. You can make a custom clan tag, and you also have different emblems. And there's, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 emblems. I'm sure they'll add more later. I suspect there'll be some that are only unlocked for the best of the best. But I have to say, in terms of like the total package, this game, from the little bit that I've gotten to play today and the little bit I got to play during the open alpha 2 weeks ago, I have to say this game is shaping up very, very nicely. I am very excited for it. I am definitely going to get it. I am definitely going to play it on launch, and it's something that really caught me off guard. So a guy who really has, you know, stuck to good old Halo and really hasn't wandered too much out there, ready to finally hang up my Halo hat, not my Destiny hat, because it's a nice hat. I don't play Destiny, though. Not anymore, at least. And jump into Modern Warfare. So I'll be there at launch, and maybe you guys will be there too. So leave a comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are on the beta. For all you pro players out there, is this what you're looking for? Does this have the type of customization that you're interested in? Are there any features that you feel are really missing? Are there any, you know, movement sets that are you know, lacking? I think the The clamber system is really nice. The cover system is really nice. So to me, I think it's a total package, but I want to hear from you guys. And with that, I'm going to close out this video. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.